Hi students, it's Miss Ayala. Today we're going to look at some problems that some of us missed on the last assessment we took on place values. So let's go over these. We're going to go over them together. We're going to break it down so we don't miss these types of problems again. Now, this first one, I noticed right away, I see my answer choices and I see and notice that all of the numbers are the same. So what I have to do, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to either put these from least to greatest, greatest to least. So I'm going to read my problem, and I always read it twice. So you read it the first time by yourself. Go ahead. Okay, the second time I'm going to read it to you. You're going to make your mind movie so we can use the solve process to figure out how to do this problem. Ella, a supervisor for the Oasis Company, has to list the number of survey respondents from 5 states in order from least to greatest. Which of the following lists is in the correct order? Okay, so first off, which way am I going? Least to greatest or greatest to least? Good. Yes, least to greatest, and it's right there. So I'm going from least to greatest, which means I'm going from the small to the big number, okay? Now, there's 5 states. So I know that there should be 5 numbers. Let's see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so all of them have 5 numbers. My job is to figure out which one is the smallest, going all the way to the biggest. So least to greatest. So let's do that. Since the numbers are written horizontally, Miss Ayala doesn't like that, so I'm going to rewrite them vertically so I can actually see my place values. So I'm going to just use all the numbers from A, which is fine. So I'm going to rewrite all the numbers, make sure that I'm writing them correctly, putting them in the correct place value as I am writing them. So remember, I write, you write, so you should be writing as I'm writing, double checking that each number matches. I don't want to make a mistake when I'm rewriting these numbers. Okay, so double checking. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers. The first one is 54,368. Yep, check, got it. 54,782, got it. 53,953, got it. 51,765, got it. 58,325, got it. Okay, I hope everybody wrote them down correctly. Now, my job is to make sure that I put them in order from least to greatest. So my job at first is to see, I can turn this into an easy place value chart because I wrote the numbers the correct way. So that's what Miss Ayala is going to do. I'm going to put it in a place value chart so I can actually see which place value everything's in. So if I'm writing my place value chart, what goes here? That's right. You always start in the ones, then good, tens, then hundreds, then good, thousands, then finally good, the 10,000. So the TTH, 10,000s. Okay, so now I am going from least to greatest. So I'm going to start in my 10,000s place. I'm going to check all of them because if I have a number smaller than the 5 in any one of these, that automatically tells me it's the smallest number. But what do you notice about the 10,000s place? That's right, they're all the same. They're all 5s. So I can't use the 10,000s place. Now I'm going to go into the thousands. The 10,000s were all the same, so let's go to the thousands. What number do you see in the thousands place that's the smallest? That's right, this 1. This 1 is the smallest number out of all of those. So for sure, I know this will be my number 1. That is the least so far. Now, I'm still in my thousands, so I use the 1. What's the next smallest number? That's right, the next smallest number is the 3. So that's the next smallest. So I'm going to put a 2 next to that one. All right, let's keep going. Now, Still in my thousands place because that's where I'm at. In my thousands place, what is the next smallest number that you see? Ah, you're right. Look at this. I see 2 4s. If both 4s are the same, what does that tell me? Where do I have to go? That's right. I have to go to the hundreds place now. And I'm going to check both of those hundreds. Here I see a 3. Here I see a 7. Which one's smaller? That's right. The 3 is smaller. So this is the third smallest number. Okay, so then what would that make this one then? If the top one was the number 3, what is this one? That's right, that would be the fourth. And finally, this number down here at the bottom will be what? Right, number 5. It's the greatest number. So, and I know it's the greatest number because in the thousands place, it has the 8. And the 8 is the biggest number of all that are in the thousands column. So what I have to do now is I have to rewrite it because that looks really messy. It's kind of hard for me to see. I want to rewrite it. So let's do that. And since my answer choices were written horizontally, now I can go back and write them horizontally so I can find the one that exactly matches. So let's start writing it out. The first one should be what number? That's right, the 51,000. Actually, I'm only going to put it down here. 51,765. Good. What comes next? Good. The 53,953. What comes next? Good. 54,368. Good. Next. 54,782. Good. And finally, 58,325. Excellent. Now that we've done that, we've rewritten it. We have already gone through the S, the O, and the L of our solve process because we studied the problem and realized we were going from least to greatest. We organized and represented, and we launched a strategy. Our strategy was to put it in a place value chart. We labeled it, and we were able to rewrite it. So now we're actually on the V part where we verify our solution, because here is my solution, showing my numbers in order from least to greatest. Now all I have to do is match it to my answer choices. So let's do that. Okay, so here are my numbers up at the top. Everybody see them? Right here. Okay, so now I have to find the answer choice that matches what I have exactly. So let's look through A. A starts with 54,000. What? That's right. That's not it. I know right away that that is not my answer. Why not? Excellent. The least number is 51,000. So right away, I know that that's wrong. Let's look at B. What do you notice about B? Exact same thing. You're right. Look, here, what did it start with? Is that the least number? What is that? That's right. That's the greatest number. This one is going greatest to least. Is that what it asked us for? No, it said least to greatest. That one's wrong. Let's see. Look at C. 51,765, check, check. 53,953, check, check. 54,368, check, check. 54,782, check, check. 58,325, check and check. Excellent. Our answer is C. So now we're on the verify the solution part, and we did verify it. We double checked, we saw what we wrote, we found the one that matched exactly. Answer is C. I think a lot of you missed it because you automatically were trying to go greatest to least, and that's not what it asked us. You have to be very careful and double check what it's asking us for, which order to put it in. And this question was least to greatest. Okay, let's take a look at another problem. Okay, students, this problem starts off with, I noticed right away that that's expanded notation, so that's telling me that it's an expanded form. So all I have to do is put this thing back in order. So let me look and let's see what we have first. Double checking, we always read the problem twice. The expanded notation of a number is shown below. So we see this. Okay, got it. What is the number written in standard form? Okay, so first, what is standard form? That's right. Standard form is just the number with the digits and the comma. So it's just the actual number itself. The expanded notation that they have given us tells us what place value each of those numbers are in. So what I have to do is exactly what it says. So let's do what it tells me to do. How much is 3? So let's look at the first one. How much is 3 times 10,000? You're right. It's 30,000. So I'm going to write 30,000. What's next? Excellent. So then I have 8 times 100. What is 8 times 100? Good, 800. So, I got to make sure I put it in the right place value. 0, 0, 8. 800. Okay, let's do our next one. What is 2 times 10? That's right, 20. Okay, and then finally, my last one, 6 times 1. How much is 6 times 1? Good, 6. Now, what do I do with all of those numbers? Absolutely. Look, what signs do you see here? The addition sign. So you do exactly what it tells you. It told me to add all of those numbers. So I did. I changed it from the expanded notation to the standard form. Now I'm going to add it all together so I can get my one number. So let's do that. What is 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 6? Good, 6. What is 0, 0, 2? Good, 2. 0 and 8? 8, of course. Comma, bring comma. 0, straight down, because there's nothing there. 0 and 3, straight down. There's my answer. What is my answer? How do we say that number, everyone? Good. 30,826. Perfect. Now, what do you notice about our problem? What place value was missing? Absolutely. The thousands place was empty. There was nothing over here that multiplied anything by 1,000. I just had a 1, a 10, 100, and then the 10,000. It jumped. There was no thousands. So that's why there's a 0 in the thousands place. We have to keep the place value. We have to put that 0 in. So our number, our correct answer is 30,826. And which answer choice is that? That's right. It is D. A lot of my students chose this one. Why is that number incorrect? That's right. Because all they did was look at 3, 8, 2, 6. They wrote 3, 8, 2, 6, cha-cha-cha, comma, 3,826. Is that how much this number was worth? Is it 3,000 or is it 30,000? That's right. It is 30,000. This is not right. You can't just write the digits that you see. You have to do what it tells you. And there it said 3 times 10,000, which gave us 30,000. Then there was no digit to multiply by thousands, so I didn't have any thousands to add. I went straight from the 10,000s to the hundreds place. Then I went to the tens place and then the ones place. So students, you have to pay close attention when you're doing the expanded notation. You have to pay close attention to which place value will have a 0, because more than likely you're going to have one that doesn't have anything there. So it is going to represent as the 0. So be very careful. Make sure you line up your numbers. You add, do exactly what it tells you. You multiply in there, then you add between, so that's why I added, lining up the numbers to make sure that they're all in the same place value, straight down. It's an easy addition problem, and then you'll find your answer every time. All right, let's try one more. Okay, here is our next problem. Everybody read it. Okay, now I'm going to read it. What is the relationship between the thousands place and the hundreds place in the number shown? Okay, so here's my number. I'm going to rewrite it so I can see it and make it a little bigger for myself. First of all, how do I say that number? Excellent. 971,111. Now, it's asking me, what is the relationship between thousands and hundreds? So first off, I need to make sure that I know which one's my hundred, which one's my thousand. So I'm going to put this in a little mini place value chart. So help me label it. What do I start? Good. Ones, then tens next, hundreds next, good, thousands next, 10,000s, and then good, 100,000s. Okay, so now I have put them in a place value chart, and I'm able to see thousands and hundreds. So I need to pay attention to this one and this one. Now, first off, if the one is in the hundreds place, what does it look like if I write it? Excellent. 100. Now, what about this one? What is that one? What's the value of that one if it's in the thousands place? Excellent. It's worth 1,000. Okay. Now let's look at the answer choices that they gave us, because I know that there's a relationship between all of my numbers, but we need to see what exactly it is. Now, you have to remember that we are in a base 10 system. That's our math system, so we're base 10. Our magic number is 10. The reason that I know that is because right away, if I told you what is 5 times 1, you would tell me, right, 5. What if I said what is 5 times 10? What would you tell me? Right, 50. Okay, then what is 5 times 100? Good, 500. Okay, then what if I said 5 times 1,000? That's right, 5,000. Look what's happening each time. I'm jumping by 10. So if I had 10 ones, makes a 10. If I have 10 tens, what does it make? Good, 100. But if I had 10 100s, what does that make? 1,000. Right. So we are in a base 10 system. My magic number is 10. What is it? What is it? 10. That's right. So base 10. Now, let's go back and look at our answer choices. The thousands place is 2 times, so I'm going to write 2 times greater than the hundreds place. For me to prove that, I'm going to go, okay, what's in my 100? A 1. So if I do 100 times 2, what does that give me? That's right, 200. Is this worth 200? No, so that is not my answer. The thousands place is 10 times, so 10 times greater than the hundreds place. Okay, so if I did 100 times 10, what would that give me? 1,000. Okay, so that one gives me 1,000. What do I have here? That's right, I have 1,000. So far, looks like B, but I'm going to go all the way through. The thousands place is 7 times greater. Okay, so then that means 100 times 7 gives me 700. Does this show 700 in my thousands place? No. So that doesn't make any sense. That only gives me 700, so wrong. The thousands place is 0 times. Guys, what happens when you multiply anything by 0? That's right, it's 0. 0 times 0 is 0. Any number times 0 is 0. So that, absolutely wrong. My answer, the correct answer, is B. The thousands place is 10 times. 10 times. We're in a base 10 system. 10 times greater than the hundreds place. I proved it right here. I did 100 times 10 times 10, same as 10 times, to prove that I had 1,000. There is 1,000 here in my number. So my answer is B. Just remember, if they're asking you about the relationship, always think in your mind 10 times. It's either going to be 10 times greater or 10 times less. And in this problem, all of them showed greater. So they all had greater. So then we need to remember base 10. So then I looked at all of these. I had 2 times, 10 times, 7 times, 0 times. The only one that makes sense, of course, is my 10 because it is 10 times. And you can prove it to yourself. It's right there. All right, guys, remember, anytime you have one of these problems, think what? Good. 10. 10 is your magic number. You're either going to be 10 times greater or 10 times less if you start with the hundreds place. Here, we started with the thousands place. And the thousands place is 10 times greater because this is the bigger number. This is the smaller number. Okay? So the thousands, of course, is always going to be 10 times greater than the hundreds place because thousands is bigger than hundreds. All right, guys. So there are the 3 problems that you missed. I want you to pay attention to those types of problems because you'll have more that are coming up. And I don't want those problems to trick you. So please, please focus, read it twice, do your solve method so you can actually organize. And we did it with this one as well. When we studied the problem, we organized and represented by drawing our place value chart. We also showed a bunch launching the strategy, talking about the base 10 and proving that times 2, times 10, the times 7, and the times 0, Miss Ayala didn't even write because it didn't make any sense because, well, here it is. 100 times 0 equals 0. So, yeah, it doesn't work. We went through the whole solve process, and, of course, then we end up in the V for verify. Well, we just verified it by showing all of our work. So I hope this helps explain why you might have missed these 3 problems, and I hope that it gives you the encouragement and the confidence so you won't miss any of these types of problems again. All right, guys, go have some math fun.